Hey everyone, Friday, September 5th, 2025. And we dipped, we're up 62 bucks. Remember, this channel is for entertainment and sharing information only. Do your own research. So we recovered a little bit with $62, down 130 for the month on a single stock, PAPL, pineapple. And we're watching it move up in pre-market. And it built a nice pattern right here. And we're looking at it for into the open. Doesn't seem strong enough, but we're looking for that one candle there or the next one to also go green at the open. I wasn't thinking of taking any trades, but I noticed this, and I said, you know what, dude, just jump in. What the heck? We'll take a starter. So we just went in with 10 shares. And nothing else at the open was really moving either. A mixture of stocks. People, I think, waiting. We know it's Friday. People were waiting on the jobs report. Wasn't that great, but it only solidified that the Fed needs to cut rates, or probably will cut rates. Not that they need to. Cutting rates could be a problem. The way the jobs report works, or the numbers, employers are cutting wages and they're going to cut back workers. If you cut rates, that allows both consumers and businesses to borrow more in order to cover for tariffs and maybe spend more. And at that point, after a certain time, you got to start paying it back. And that's when inflation hits. Because when people can't pay it back, they start going broke, filing for bankruptcy. So just 10 shares here. And it begins to look strong. And so there's quite a bit of lag here at the open. I mean, I should have been gotten out there at least a couple more bucks, but oh well. Maybe I'm just not fast enough. There's a big long tail wick here, so we wonder if it's going to recover, so we continue to watch it. Good volume. I'm looking at the number of trades being taken, and the number for this stock is quite high. So I remain confident. I like the pattern. We have a little pullback. I don't dare jump in on this pullback. I should have, but after yesterday's mishaps, you tend to be a little bit more careful. It isn't about gaining everything that you lost the day before or in the prior trade all at once. You got to just forget about yesterday, stick with today, and continue your plan. So right here we see green, the 5 minutes also looking good. So we jumped in and we're conservative now. We only went in with 50 shares and we didn't get filled. Yeah. So we're waiting. 6 could be a potential pullback. It isn't. Looks good. And we wait for a little bit of a deep. We're still not sure, especially since we've planning on taking 200 shares. Here we see a little bit of green. We put it in. We canceled, but we get filled anyway at 607, which is quite higher than we pressed the button at. So now at this point, we know that the stock is moving. We know there's good volume, but it does pull back. And while I'm thinking of selling a stop, I don't. That's one of the mistakes I made yesterday. Well, not so much. But anyway, so on the tickers, time and sales, I see it coming back above 6. And so we're going to hold it. We're not going to panic. And it does a nice recovery in this candle here. And all of a sudden, we're back up to green. We're still not sure, but the long tail wick there at the bottom tells me that this could go higher. And I had looked earlier at the daily, and it looks like it had room up to 8, but I wasn't going to wait for 8. But now we're a little bit more confident, and the indicators are all looking good. We hit a new high a day. And there's nice price action on this one. Still whipping back and forth, unsure of itself. But once we pass 628 and keep getting new higher a day, it's I think it was pretty safe to stick with it. And here we elect not to go out. The numbers on both the bid and the ask and the level 2 are pretty much even. So we're going to wait a little bit. We're in at 607 with 200 shares. And pretty soon a decision will have to be made as to whether you get in or get out. And that's where we get out. Right before the half dollar. It could be considered resistance, half dollar, whole dollar. And we can't get everything back. And we got a couple of long tail wicks at the top there, which might indicate that it's having resistance issues. Even though we believe it can hit 8, we don't want to find out. So we continue to watch it, and it finds strength and it moves up. And now we're getting close to a halt up. And we go into a halt. When we look at the buy numbers there, typically on a regular, not on a Friday, those numbers would be in the 3,000s, 2,000s, 3,000s, but they remain within the 1,500, which means we got about half, probably about half the folks who are trading online today. If you like the video, like and subscribe. If you hate the video, like and subscribe. Any questions or comments are welcome. Please leave them down below. It helps the channel and helps us to bring you more videos of our trading journey. The stubborn gorilla. Maybe that's what I should change it to, the stubborn gorilla. And then the crying gorilla when we lose. Happy gorilla when we win. Oh, I see a theme building. So while we're waiting for this halt, we're looking at other stocks, and there's a couple of others moving up, but not doing too much. And I should have cut this out, but we'll let it go. It isn't that long. And here it comes. And look at that. It keeps moving. But the only thing I don't like is that whiptail action there. I mean, it falls below 650 between 709 and all the way to 650. That's 50-cent drop. And we got red volume bars. But so we give it a little bit of time and we continue to see opportunity here. One thing you may have noticed from videos in the past couple of days, the trend reversal is not working on this stock. I checked other stocks and it works on other stocks, but it does not work on this one, which is hilarious. I'll have to go back and look at it again, but it's just not giving me any indications that it's there. So here we have to rely on our eyes and our experience. So right here, we start moving back up again, and it looks like it still has a little bit of life left. But we're cautious still. And when we're cautious, if we're going to go back in, we just want to take a small number of shares. But certainly now it's hit a new high, but it's, I think at this point, quite extended, even though it's got a nice shade of green bars going all the way back up. And whoop, look at that push. And it's trying to hit back the $0.50. Remember, it almost stopped before the half. We dropped out of the 647, and it halts at 747. Went up a whole dollar. So holding it for 200 would have been nice, but for 200 shares. But like I said, it's not about trying to get everything back in one swoop. And with a small account, you have to conserve your cash. You have to make sure you don't use it all up in one trade or two trades, and then you get stopped out and boom, it's all gone. So we come back off that second halt. And now the resistance is getting a little bit tougher. But look at that, picks itself right back up again. So we jump in again. And we're thinking now it's going to definitely go up all the way up to 8. But we set a stop. We don't want to have it come crashing down on us. And in retrospect, I should have not set the stop because I get stopped out and it goes right back up again. But that's okay. So we lost $11 on that one. And the stock's still strong. So we've got a little bit of cash left. We're going to use it as much of it as we can. It looks like it still has a little bit of strength. We're at $61. So give it a little dip there. And all through this, we're watching the indicators, our MACDs, to make sure that they're spreading. Make sure the MACD is above the signal line. And here we get some confirmation that it still has a little bit of life and green. So we're just waiting for the right entry. But definitely there is lag. So I expect next week we're going to see a little bit of lag. So there we see it rise. And we do set a sell stop here. We don't want to lose more than, all we're trying to do is get a couple of bucks. And in the end, that's what we wind up doing. So wind up the days plus 64. Let's look forward towards Monday. And finally, the stock does hit 8. Retrospect, we could have stayed in with 200 all the way to 8. Would have made some nice money, but we'll try Monday. Everybody have a nice weekend. I hope you had a positive day.